A lot of us not only want fragrances that smell good to us and people that are around us, but we also want fragrances that come in a nice presentation. Certain fragrances that you buy come with a much better presentation than others. And that really comes with like an ooh and an ah kind of effect. For example, let's say I pull this guy right here out of my bag. This is Acqua di Gio Profondo. And then I pull this guy out. Which one do you think is going to give more of an ooh and ah effect? Look at this. Look at this thing. It's crazy. 9 out of 10 times you're going to want to see this one over this one. But now at the same time, there's going to be a big difference in cost between these two. That is why in today's video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a few different designer fragrances that have a fairly decent presentation. Ones that I have in my collection that there's nothing else in my collection that looks quite like them. Ones that I've showed people and I think it's cool just based off the design. But on that note, let's get into it. So first I want to get these two out of the way. They both are pretty plain in terms of the bottle style, but they're sleek. But the cool part of them, guys, is going to be the cap. The caps of these are magnetic. Yeah. But that, in my experience, is not anything that really, wows anybody. The first fragrance I want to share with you guys is going to be a new release, but this design has been around for just a little while. That fragrance is going to be Coach for Men Blue. Now, this is a very cool fragrance. It's very uplifting, very bright, and the bottle's design is something that even pulled me into wanting to buy it. On the side here, you're going to have your Coach tag, a nice blue to clear gradient going on here, a nice silver cap here. But the coolest part about this bottle from you guys is going to be the lock up top. There's not any fragrances that I know that do that, which is why this is a cool bottle to me, on top of being an awesome scent. But just so you guys know, this is kind of a nod towards Coach and their locks on their bags. This video is less about how the fragrances smell and more or less how the presentation of the bottle comes. That being said, I'm still going to go over the scent profile for the most part of what these fragrances smell like. And guys, what we have for next is going to be Paco Rabanne Invictus. This to me looks like you're holding a trophy. Plus this bottle right here, in particular, the Onyx, to me it just looks a lot cooler than the original does. Just there with the collector's kind of design that's there. When you smell this, think sweet marine bubblegum. It's a very fun fragrance. It's not one that's going to be taken too seriously. And it's extremely mass appealing. But unless you're buying a dupe of this fragrance, unless you're buying something that is going to be cloning this fragrance, this is going to be the only one in your collection that is quite like this. Go to this, show you this bottle design again. Up top there, you're going to have, on top here, you're going to have the name of the fragrance. Like I said, on the side here. It's a very sleek, cool bottle here, guys. One that, like I said, is not going to be like your standard bottle design. Again, you guys, that is Paco Rabanne Invictus Onyx. Now, the next fragrance I have here, guys, is going to be one that I wish smelled a little better. And I wish they took more time on the design because it's like the idea of this is great. It's really cool if it's done right, which I don't really know how to feel about this one. It is cheap. It is not an expensive fragrance whatsoever. And I feel like if they spent a little more time on the design, it could have been something great. But it came out like this. You see it's middle like Cuban cigars. Then you just got a bottle like this. I like it. I like it. I wish that it was just a little better. Like I wish a brand would see this and be like, we can make this one work. But I mean, come on. Like, well, yeah, no, it doesn't smell great. It doesn't smell great. And like I was saying, if they'd spent a little more time on it and just kind of made it not so cheap, it could have been something. I mean, look at this. It doesn't, it doesn't at all. There's no hold, there's nothing there. You guys can see here that the idea of what this is gonna be, the Cuban cigar holder going on here, pull this off, yeah. Could have been great, could have been something, but not quite. This, guys, is Cuba Prestige Black, and that was the second time that I've ever sprayed this. I don't know the note profile. It's not worth a Google. It's an EDT. Interesting. Okay. But guys, again, that is Cuba Prestige Black. Now the next one I have here, guys, is going to be one that a lot of people are going to say is going to be cheesy. Cheesy, corny. It's going to be one that I don't know. It's like almost like a joke of a design in a way. At least that's how I would see it if I didn't, know about fragrances. If I just saw this sitting somewhere, I'd be like, oh, that's not going to be one that I'm going to reach for. But now that I know the scent, it's different. I kind of enjoy it. Guys, that fragrance is going to be the notorious 1 million. This happens to be the 1 million Purvey I have here. So guys, what it's supposed to look like is going to be a gold brick. This is not necessarily gold like the original 1 million, but this is the same bottle design. Sweet tobacco scent here, guys. But like I said, this is not necessarily about the fragrances. Up front here, you guys, you'll see the gold plate here. On the side here, you're going to see the design of how it's looking like a gold bottle. Top here, you have your sprayer, atomizer with the 1 million on there as well. So a bit corny, but also is kind of cool. Now these last two I have here, guys, are gonna be like probably the coolest ones that I have. It's impossible not to do this it's impossible not to, you know, whatever. I'm gonna go and show you guys. The second one here, guys, is gonna be Spice Bomb Extreme. It's like a freaking grenade. Like you see this, and it's like, that's freaking cool. And the name of this fragrance is called Spice Bomb. Clever guys over the freaking Rolf. But the scent on this is gonna be extremely spicy. It's gonna be one that fits the name Spice Bomb. I would not expect anything else coming out of a grenade. But here you'll see the grenade design. Here you have the pulley that you have to pull off before you can spray it. Lastly, what I have here, guys, is going to be the best design of anything I have. That fragrance is going to be Zahar Signature Pour Homme. So sleek here, guys. Like this, nothing in my collection quite like this. I have heard George mention that this is meant to resemble a flask, which I do have one of the fragrances in my collection that is meant to do the same thing. But this one, it does it much better. This design takes away the corniness of that other fragrance. Makes it more of a work of art. If I recall correctly, it's meant to resemble a flask. The middle here kind of representing the soul of the fragrance. George, if you're watching this and I'm saying this incorrectly, please correct me down in the comments. And at the same time, it's a modern nod at the old school classic Fougères. But guys, the scent of this fragrance is something else. Nothing in my collection is quite like this outside of the flankers that he has of this. Like I said, it is a modern nod at the old classic Fougères, both in design and scent profile. But guys, that's that. That's a few bottles that I think look pretty cool. And if you were to have them, someone out there like, that looks cool. But guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I always say, keep it gent. I'll see you all next time.